My practice has shown that low self-esteem is a significant contributor to every kind of psychological problem that a person can have. It is present in most people in one way or another. Sometimes it can be global, that a person feels himself to be inadequate or inferior in everything. And sometimes it can be partial. A person may feel himself to be very competent in one area, but may feel himself to be inadequate, incompetent in other areas. And the point is, these are unwarranted feelings of negativity, right? I mean, if a person is limited and has limitations, that's understandable. And that doesn't cause a self-esteem problem. The self-esteem problem is when a person does not recognize the skills and the talents and the abilities that one does have. Now, why does this happen? There may be several reasons. First of all, I think it may be partially due to civilization. What do I mean by that? A number of years ago, there were a group of psychologists who did an interesting experiment. They built an experimental house. Now, what was experimental about the house? Well, they built the house for adults in the same proportion as a regular house is for children. In other words, the ceilings, instead of being 9 feet high, the ceilings were 30 feet high. And the chairs, instead of being down here, the seat of the chair was up there. And the table, instead of being over here, the table was up there. And the doorknob, instead of being over here, the doorknob was over there. And then they took some perfectly normal people and have them live in that house. Within several days, they began showing neurotic symptoms. And think about that. Our children live in a world that was designed for adults. It's a struggle to reach a chair, it's a struggle to reach a table, it's a struggle to reach a doorknob, and all the kinds of things that is natural for us are a struggle for a child. So the child is living in a world of giants, right? And this may very well cause the child, at the childhood age, 2, 3, to feel tiny, impotent, powerless, insignificant. Right? And sometimes I wonder whether primitive peoples who did not have doors and furniture and whatever, and they sat on the floor and they slept on the floor and there were no doorknobs to open, maybe their children grew up with a better self-esteem than we have in our culture. So I think that the self-esteem problem may possibly be part of civilization.